Bore good morning and welcome to the final day of the Cyncoed Cup. Croeso i diwrnod terfynol Cwpan Cyncoed. Throughout the day, we'll bring you all of the action from Cyncoed campus. But first, let's take a look at how the teams got there. Roll VT.
Welcome to Cyncoed campus here, where we bring you the quarterfinals of the Cyncoed Cup. Today we have CF Czechoslovakia against Fiorentina Turners. Fiorentina Turners playing in black, CF Czechoslovakia in red. Searching ball here down the right wing. Fiorentina Turners trying to overcome that 1-0 deficit that they've got early on. Oh, and that's a quality finish. He's beating the keeper there. I mean, you wouldn't see many better finishes than that in this tournament. Goalkeeper could do nothing about that one, and they've immediately brought it back to 1-1.
Quick ball, played it through, opportunity. He shoots, he squares it, and he put it in. It's a goal for CF Czechoslovakia, and they have taken the lead. Bit of skill. And he's well hustled out by the CF Czechoslovakia defence, and Moss here on the counter-attack. Numbers piling forward, 3 versus 2. Opportunity here for CF Czechoslovakia. Will he square it back to Jamie Moss? He's lobbed it over, and it's a sensational finish. CF Czechoslovakia are going through to the semi-finals of the Cyncoed Cup, and what a finish that was.
We're into the semi-finals now today, and we're finding out who's going through to the final next week. Chance for a counter-attack here, he's played through. Beats the defender, one-on-one with the keeper. Can he finish it? He can. Slot it straight past the keeper, and you can see the frustration on the face of the keeper then. That's what we were talking about. You just need one good counter-attack, that's all you need. Ball delivered in. Oh, and that's a brilliant header. And Griffiths managed to get on the end of that, and they managed to undo the goal at the other end and make use of all the possession they've had so far. Well, the players did not like that. There was an appeal for a penalty. Wow, well, it looked to be a great finish, but a diving save by keeper Jack Greenwood keeps Czechoslovakia in it, and the atmosphere is really picking up now. Both teams want to win this. The ref blows for full time. Both teams have given it their absolute all out there, and we will be going to our 3rd penalty shootout of the day.
Yeah, you'd think a centre-back would be going for the power option here.
Wow, what a save there. Jack Greenwood with another diving penalty save, and that is 2 penalty saves for him this match. Slots it, and that is the win for CF Czechoslovakia. They've knocked out their long-time rivals, Moyes' European Tour, and they will go through to the final next week in the Cyncoed Cup.
Today we have the final quarter-final of the Cyncoed Cup. It is Seshfield Wednesday versus $1 Million Baby. And Ozzy Thomas has tried his luck, and he's absolutely fizzed one at the keeper, but fortunately he was straight down his gullet, and he's just palmed it over the crossbar for a corner kick. And that is the final whistle, and we have penalties here in the 4th and final quarter-final of the Cyncoed Cup. A short run-up. 2 steps. Oh, he's an absolute stinker.
That is one of the worst penalties I have seen in my 25 years of existence.
Steps up and he scores it, and you can see the overjoyed Seshfield Wednesday players sprinted towards Seb Coles, and he's giving it the finger. He's giving it the finger. What scenes here at the Cyncoed Cup. $1 Million Baby knocked out 5-4 on penalties by Seshfield Wednesday. What a match, Jordan. This is the 2nd semi-final of the day between Seshfield Wednesday and Champagne Super Rovers.
Oh, and that's a good ball play forward.
1v1 opportunity, and he's finished it off. And just as I say, we need a little bit of magic, and that man, Sam Ashford, has provided it. Sean Lovell in goal. 30, feints. Clinical finish there. 1-1, game on.
Made some good shots.
What a strike, what a finish. He's been causing issues all day, and he has pulled out a shot straight from the top drawer. What a strike, what a goal. Victory here for Seshfield Wednesday as they progress into the Cyncoed Cup, where they will play CF Czechoslovakia.
What an intense couple of weeks of football we've had. So that was how CF Czechoslovakia and Sheffield Wednesday got to the final, which will be coming out live at 12:30 today. But first, we're going to bring you the build-up to 10:30's match between Auton Bale and Look Back in Tanganga. But let's see how we've managed to bring you all of this. We've been working really hard here at Cardiff Met Sport TV, and this is exactly how we've done it.
It was my first time commentating. I was a little bit nervous to begin with and I felt I was a bit underprepared, but I made a few notes at the beginning and obviously I was co-commentator, so that's a little bit more helpful. I really enjoyed it though, and it was a great game. Really happy for Moyes' European tour that they won. Great defence from them. I think Joe also did an amazing job at main commentary, and hopefully I did an okay job.
Yeah, they must have upped their performance for the second week of the Cyncoed Cup.
It was good fun. I can't see myself as a commentator, but it's really good to get the practice in and have that experience, because when you're actually doing it, the nerves go and it actually flows well. So, and you just kind of make the conversation and bounce off each other. And I think me and Joe did a great job today.
Direction just then, and it was a really great, interesting learning curve because I've not directed before. So multitasking is one of the things I really struggle with. So that's what I had to film today, and I think it went well. Everyone was really responsive. The rest of the team did exactly what I asked them to do. So it was really good. I think it's really important to learn all the different roles in such a short period of time, because then you understand what you're asking of people when you're directing, and vice versa. So if the director is asking you either track personality from on some of the tighter cameras for face shots and reaction shots, you know exactly what they're asking for. You say tight in, keep on the ref, you know what you need to do. So when you switch back to being a director, you know what you're asking them to be a lot more specific. So yeah, really great way to learn.
Well, a lot of running on the pitch, but equal amount of running off the pitch as well. And it's always good to see a familiar face on the screen. So now we need to go down to pitch side. We're approaching the 10:30 match. So let's go down to Gabriella Dukes and Max Maybe at pitch side at Cyncoed campus. Well, apologies for that, live streaming and everything. We've got some issues with our audio, but as soon as everything's back up and running, we'll be coming back to Gabriella Dukes and Max Maybe pitch side.
He was just really good time artist. Like,
Yeah.
I think that could be a team format, yeah. It's fine, at least we're doing this as a warm-up for later. Ooh, sorry, I looked dead at you. It's yours.
Oh, I can hear myself.
Full day here at Cyncoed campus, isn't it? The sun is out, the sun is shining, which is, makes a change from the previous weeks here. So what can we expect from these two teams now today?
Yeah, I think we're going to have a great game here. I'm sure the weather will have an effect. It's quite humid up here. It's quite thick in the air. So I'm sure they will be getting some tight legs out there. But these guys have been playing, 4 or 5 games a week. So I'm sure their fitness levels are high and they'll want to give it their all.
Yeah, are there any players to look out for in these games?
Yeah, so Dylan Gifford is the top scorer between these two teams. He's had 5 goals in this tournament so far. He's been just incredible to watch him play. So, yeah, he's definitely one to keep an eye on.
Of course, the final is coming up this afternoon shortly, isn't it? So, a big game for those. They'll be, the champions of Cyncoed. So what can we expect from those teams?
Yeah, I think CF Czechoslovakia are the big ones to look out there. They're the giant slayers. They took out Moisey's European tour. They almost went unbeaten in the group stages. I think both teams are going to put on a really good display for us. But CF Czechoslovakia, I put my money on them.
And we've got a massive game on this evening, and with Wales against France in the preparations for the Euros. There's a big game for them as well. What can we expect from Wales?
Yeah, that game should be an interesting one. I think I'm not sure whether the quality will be the same as we got up here, but I think seeing Wales play is a good indication of what we've got going into the Euros. I'm looking forward to seeing that game as well. But obviously, France, champions of the world. Going to be a tough game, that.
Yeah, definitely going to be a tough game. We've got some, new players into the Welsh squad as well. Of course, Ruben Colwell, which is, which is a good start for him. 19 years old, so it's going to be a good watch, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great to see some of the younger players getting a call up. There's a few missing ones from there. I would have liked to see Will Vaughs get a call up. He's been great for Cardiff so far this year. But yeah, I think Dylan Levitt, he's a very interesting player coming through. Joe Rodon as well at the back. I think he's going to be, an absolute stonewall there. I think we really need a strong centre-back at the moment in the squad. And the development he's been having at Spurs, he looks like he's going to be turning into a great player. So he's very interesting to see.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll get some good news for the Welsh teams because, of course, on the weekend, Swansea lost, Newport lost in the, controversial game, wasn't it, for Newport?
Yeah, I was watching that game. I don't know exactly what the ref had for breakfast that day because there was some questionable decisions, to say the least. I think there should have been a penalty to Newport in the first half, and obviously they had one go against them in the second half. Hopefully we don't see any mess-ups like that in this game here. We've got FAW referees joining us for this match, so yeah, they've given up their time to come and do this, and hopefully we can get some good refereeing decisions in this match.
Yeah, we're definitely looking forward to watching these teams go ahead.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good match.
Yeah, definitely. And if we just go back to Jack in the studio. Comment.
Hello, welcome to Cardiff Met Sport TV. We're bringing you the plate final here of the Cyncoed Cup. We're through to week 6 of the Cyncoed Cup here, and we've seen loads and loads and loads of action here. Loads of great football going on. We brought you the semis and the quarters last week, and tonight we'll be bringing you the final. But first, we've got the playoff. These were the losing teams from the quarterfinals, played each other in a playoff match last week, and these two teams came out on top. So in the orange, we have Don't Look Back in Tanganga, and in the pink bibs, we have Out on Bail. I'm joined here in the commentary booth by Ethan Harris. How are you doing, Ethan?
Hi, Max. Yeah, it's great to be here. It's looking like a bit of a muggy day in terms of the weather. We've just got the referees arriving now, but hopefully we've got some good football on show today.
Yeah, fingers crossed. The weather has been a bit interchangeable. It's been switching between being very sunny and there's some threat of rain later on. So, yeah, those interchangeable conditions, do you think they'll have much effect on the players?
Well, you know, these players have been playing for the last few weeks now, Max, so I think their fitness levels are going up, as you mentioned earlier on in the show, and I think that'll play a bit of a part, so I don't think it'll be too much, as you know, we do have a bit of a longer game format for this one, you know, as 20-minute halves instead. So this is going to be an interesting game, and we'll see whose fitness has been tested the most.
Yeah, I think that's fitness is a big part of it. Obviously, these guys have played a lot of games over the past few weeks, but we've got to think about the fact they've had, you know, 10, 11 months really without playing any football. So they're all desperate to, you know, get as much game time as they can. I'm sure, you know, none of them are going to be giving up early. They're going to give it their all.
Exactly, and that's what you want to see. You know, it's a plate final. There's something to play for here for these two teams, and it's a great precursor to the game later on today.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this will get everyone in the mood for the big final coming up later on, and that final is between CF Czechoslovakia and Seshfield Wednesday. You both came through the semi-finals and the quarterfinals, knocked out these teams, and have progressed through to that big all-important final.
And we have to say, Max, the names have still stood the test of time. They're still quite entertaining, aren't they?
Yeah. Obviously, you're going to get some creative names when you come in with university teams, and yeah, we've seen some great ones, I think. Don't Look Back in Tanganga, that's got to be one of my favourite ones.
Oh, well, as a West Ham fan, I did like Moyes' European tour. It was a little personal favourite for me.
Yeah, they looked strong, Moyes' European tour. I think they were a very good team throughout, but knocked out by CF Czechoslovakia in the semi-finals, and we'll see those play later on this afternoon. So we're just getting underway here, and it's Out on Bail to kick us off. So they're just passing around the back here. I think we're going to see a bit more slow down football in this game. We've seen quite a lot of fast pace, you know, football where we've seen the ball get change of possession quite a lot in the midfield, scrappy games. But the ones who've done the best are the ones who do slow down the play, allow the passes to flow, allow those triangles to be created and space to open up. And I think we're going to see that from these two teams.
Well, it's interesting, you know, at the start of the tournament from Out on Bail, it was very much a high press, high pressure sort of intensity game. But for the start off early here, they very much seem like they're happy to pass it around the back and keep the tempo slow and control the game a little bit.
Could that be a symptom of this sort of early morning starts? We know these are students playing. 10:30 is a very early start for students. So maybe it's just a bit of low energy and they'll pick it up as they get more into the game?
Well, perhaps it might be the weather, you know, that plays a little bit of a part in that. It's quite muggy out here today. It's quite humid. The heat's been going up over the last few days here in Cardiff. And whilst the sun is going out, this temperature still is quite high. So I think that might play a bit of a part in why the start might be a bit slow today.
Yeah, there's a good attack here coming through from...
Well, the ref hasn't given that one, Max.
No,
that looked like a certain foul to me from behind, but referee knows better.
Yeah, as I said earlier, FAW referees giving up their time to be here today, so I guess we'll go with their decisions on these ones. There's no VAR in these games, of course, so the referee's decision is final.
Yep. FAW ref Kevin Russell there making the big decisions.
And we do have linesmen joining us today, which we haven't seen throughout the tournament so far. So good to see that. So hopefully we'll have a high quality of refereeing and linesmanship on display here.
Well, the refs have been great throughout the entire tournament, Max, so it's good to see for the big finals we've got everybody in.
Yeah, great to see. So good attack here looking like for Out on Bale, making a bit of progress down the pitch and getting into the final third. And look at
hello.
that. He has sat the defender down there. Can he do anything with it? Plays it in midfield.
Oh, he's got in his own way, Max.
He's been blocked by his own player there. I don't know whether it's the bibs have confused him and he's forgetting which colour of team he's playing for, but yeah, he's done a great job and he's saved the defender's bacon there, hasn't he? Because he sat him down.
Max, that was a beautiful piece of skill, and I have to say it was just perfectly executed and the defender stood no chance on that one. Wow, just superb.
Yeah, lovely bit of footwork there. He just absolutely sent him to the shops, really, didn't he? Got past him. I think there could have been probably better there once he got past him. I don't know whether it got to his head a little bit. Sometimes when you beat a player, you don't know what to do with it. You're not expecting to actually get past them.
Get a little bit hyped up in your own head there. But to be fair, he just sort of looked to pass the ball a little bit. He wasn't greedy. He played the right game.
Yeah, absolutely. I think in these opening few minutes, Out on Bale are looking like the stronger team. Seen a lot of attacking football from them, and they're back in the final third again here. But
there's a chance to counter here, though, Max, if they get the ball moving quickly.
Yeah, changing possession has opened it up here, and the defence is looking a bit sketchy.
Oh, he's got to play him.
He's got a bit of pace, and
he's in here.
Offside? I think he's on.
He's gonna have a go. Great defending. What a challenge, Max. That was simply perfectly timed. Brilliant.
Yeah, phenomenal challenge there. Track back, followed the man, got all of the ball. I mean, that is some top-notch defending. I don't know if we'll see the likes of that in the Wales-France game this afternoon. I think that's probably the best tackle we'll see all day.
Seemed like a Cardiff Met's own Emlyn Lewis special. That one might have been there, just perfectly executed.
Yeah, and mentioning Cardiff Met there, we should mention that these players are trying to show off to get in the first team or second team squads for next year. The coaches are going to be watching these games.
Oh, and there's a goal! It's been turned in, though. And I have to say, it's a very early lead here for Don't Look Back in Tanganga.
Yeah, well, the game was still sort of warming up. That one, Baylor looked the stronger team, but that counter-attack gave them a corner, and, well, it was well delivered in, got onto it on the far post, and, yeah, managed to get that past the keeper. I mean, that's a good lead.
I have to say, Max, though, it was shocking defending from Out on Bale. That is not what you want to see. You know, defending from a corner, you've got to get set, you've got to get your defensive situations right. And from set piece there, that's something you've got to be dealing with, and they just have not done that.
Yeah, you've got to say, after that impressive tackle he had on the counter-attack, to let something like that in, I mean, that is a big letdown, and they won't be wanting to give away any more silly mistakes like that.
But it's an interesting start to the plate final, though, Max. We're up and early with a goal.
Yeah, you always like to see a goal early on, don't you? You don't want a 0-0 sort of, everyone being a bit nervous, holding on. You want a goal early on to open up the game and get it flowing a bit more.
Well, after having 3 penalty shootouts in a row last week, I think we're deserving of a little bit more free-flowing football for this week.
And that is a quality ball delivered in, and he took it down well, but the defender has done well to get back there and cut
Cleared
that
his lines, safety first, that's what you want to see.
So that will be going out for a throw-in for Out on Bale. And we have seen a few long throw-ins this tournament. A few players doing the Will Vaughan sort of style, getting it in the box.
The old Rory Delap throw.
Yeah, are you a fan of the long throw-in, Ethan?
I think it can give you another option, you know, in a game. If you've got someone who's able to provide that aerial threat and you've got a tall team with, you know, powerful players, then that's really a viable option. You know, you saw the Stoke City days of old who could be able to do that. But in this sort of game where the players don't look too tall, I don't think it's might be the right option. But you never know. It could be something that creates havoc in the box and you score off of that.
Well, as we've said that, we've just seen an example of when it goes wrong. He's gone for the long throw in there and no one on the end of it and loses possession. But they've done well to win it back here quickly, and they're back on the attack now, trying to get something from this opening spell of possession that they've had.
Could be in again here, Max. Always, well, I think you might find the moon with that shot, Max. That was horrific.
Yeah, a bit of a rush of blood to the head there, wasn't it? Lovely ball to find him through on goal, but, I mean, he couldn't get the control. I think he been playing a bit too much FIFA going for the first time chip.
I think that ball just knocked on my door down in Cathays, man.
Yeah, in a different postcode, isn't it? Now? So I won't be wanting too many more of those ones. But they've got the 1-goal lead, so I guess they can afford to, you know, not be as clinical with their chances.
Well, still, you know, with a final, any chance you get, you want to be clinical, you want to perform, and that's certainly not the way to do it.
So Out on Bale playing out from the back here again. Driving forward, keeping possession in the midfield, and some nice passing going on there, but just broke down.
I think the counter-attack is where they're looking most dangerous here. Don't look back in Tanganga. There's a great bit of space out wide here, though. It's a good ball, unlucky. Oh, I thought he was shaping up for a bicycle kick there.
Yeah, out on Bale are looking to be in the possession here a lot more, controlling the play, but that's not to say that Don't Look Back in Tanganga are looking bad. They're playing the game that they want to play.
I think so far it's the final third, Max. They've got to the right areas, but when they get there, they just don't know what to do with it, whereas Don't Look Back in Tanganga have been critical and crucial on that counter-attack, and they are just being lethal. It's a perfect example of how to play without the ball, really.
Yeah, I think they'd be maybe watching the Champions League final, being a bit inspired by Tuchel's tactics here. Allow the other team to get a bit of possession. All you got to do is hold on, get that one goal, and that's all that matters.
Oh.
So tried to play a ball into the box there, but could not find a teammate with that effort.
It's the execution there.
But it's still early days. We've got a lot of the match to go, and only a 1-0 lead at the moment. Don't Look Back in Tanganga, so it could still go anyway.
Well, going back to something you mentioned earlier, Max, with these teams both looking to impress for the Bucks setup next year. With COVID cancelling things out this year and no Bucks football being played, this is very much a chance for the university to see, sort of put themselves in a shop window for these players and see what they can do for next year.
Yeah, we had almost 200 players sign up for this tournament, so a lot of people wanting to show off their talent and just wanting to play some football as well amongst them. But yeah, I think a lot of the players here will be using this as an opportunity to show off their ability, show off their talent. We got a lot of good coaches from the first team here helping out with these teams. So yeah, it's an important opportunity for these guys. So good ball played in there. Oh, wow. Well,
keeper's done enough, but he looked a little shaky there, Max, didn't he?
Yeah, it's the first thing he's really had to do all game, and I think it was looking like it was a cross initially, and then no one got the end of it, and he realised, hang on a sec, I've actually got to save this one. None of my defenders are gonna help me out here. So he did well though to stop it. He's gone out for a corner here.
Well, one of the things for out on Bale that's quite noticeable there is, their scoring efforts have very much been a sort of a team-oriented type of attack. You've got 3 players with 2 goals for this tournament so far, and the corner's just whipped in, but hasn't come to anything. And again, do you think maybe that lack of a top striker who's hitting the back of the net game in, game out might be something that they'll struggle with for this one?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's looking like that at the moment, isn't it? They're getting through to those positions but can't quite find that final ball through to someone. Maybe the positioning of their strikers isn't quite there at the moment. They're not finding those little pockets of space that they need to be finding to get those goals. But they've done well so far. I mean, they scored 2 against William Dollar Baby, in their quarterfinal to get here. So they can score goals.
Yeah, but the thing you look at as well with our current leaders here, Don't Look Back in Tanganga, Dylan Gifford has hit 5 goals for this tournament, and that is someone you want up front, someone to aim for, someone you can really put the ball in, and that he's going to hit the back of the net for you. And I think that might be just what we're seeing here so far, and it's why Don't Look Back in Tanganga have the lead.
Yeah, just we see a ball played into the box there, but no one could get on the end of that one. And goalie came out well to take that and get his team back in possession here. So out on Bale, just slowing down the play, relieving a bit of pressure. And not the best ball out, and the distribution there not amazing from the keeper. So possession switched back over to Don't Look Back in Tanganga, who are going to search forward and try and get a second goal, because the second goal will really cement them in this game, wouldn't it? And he's done well to beat the defender there, plays it into the box. Can he find anyone?
He's got to finish that. Oh, what a save! Brilliant goalkeeping there, Max, and that is really poor in terms of finishing. There's still a chance here potentially with a corner. They did just score from one, but wow, great goalkeeping there. Out on Bale, still in this game thanks to their keeper.
Yeah, keeper was switched on there. He knew exactly where the ball was going, who it was going to, and read the play perfectly there. I think that's you've got to give him that one. He made a mistake earlier on in the game, but he wasn't going to make the same mistake again.
Well, he got down low, and that's what you want from your keeper, someone who can react. But it's come in. Oh, it's another opportunity, though, from a corner, and they've got to be better out on Bale. For the players they have at the back, they're tall, they should be dealing with this, and they are really underperforming.
Yeah, maybe set pieces is something they haven't done enough training or haven't rehearsed enough, because they are looking a bit shaky on them, aren't they? They conceded that first one, and that one wasn't too far away as well.
Maybe it's plate final nerves, Max.
Absolutely. When there's something to actually play for, something on the line, you know, bragging rights is always going to be a big thing. But when you get the plate there in front of you and you can almost touch it, do nerves come into it, don't they?
Yeah, but that's where you want your leaders, the people on the pitch who are really going to drive you forward, the ones who are going to pick up the ball, not be scared of it. And so far, despite the passing around, the play that they've had, they haven't really created anything in terms of danger. They've had one-off chance where the keepers had to make a quick save. But other than that, they're lacking something at the moment. And I think that's why they're losing this game.
So a little over halfway through the first half here. Still 1-0 to Don't Look Back in Tanganga. But Out on Bale have been controlling much of the possession and have probably looked the stronger side in the midfield. It's just falling apart in the final third for them.
Yeah, they're finding these intricate passes, but again, they give the ball away cheaply, and it just allows Don't Look Back in Tanganga to regather themselves, get back on the ball, and have a look themselves. That's a great little ball if he can get there, though.
Searching ball, and the winger has a switch back here. Oh, good possession. Just had a touch too far there.
Just slipped.
Couldn't quite control that one, and that'll go out for a goal kick. It's
just our own cameraman Jordan Jones in shot there. You might know him from the Club Peldroid fame.
Self-proclaimed Lord of Welsh football.
Yeah, he certainly knows his stuff. If you need a man to talk to you about Welsh football, Jordan Jones is the one. And he's on camera, got camera ups for us today. So how lucky we are to have him here. But back to the game. It's a little bit slow, I think, for Out Bale at the moment. I think if they just get those passes quicker, they can find their man much faster. They'll create a little bit more. Too content to pass around the back at the moment, and that's what's really killing them. They're not getting forward, but that's the kind of ball they want, Max.
Well, I think they were listening to you there, Ethan, because they've just done exactly what you were saying, tried to speed up the play a little bit. Maybe a little bit too much there from the striker, just tried something that I don't think was really on. But that interplay then down the wing in front of us, we saw that there in front of our commentary booth. Some nice little passes going on there, little 1-2s, and that was exactly the sort of play they need to be doing to get themselves into those positions.
But that's where you need your composure from your forward man. You can't just take a half thought out shot. It was nowhere near on target, and that's where you need the ability to just take a moment, take a breath, bring the ball back, link the play, bring others into possession, and it just didn't happen there.
Absolutely.
Again, cheaply given away.
Poor ball there, played through. He had a good opportunity there to find the man, but couldn't do it, and he was cut out nicely by the defenders. So Out Bale will come back at them now, trying to get that equalising goal. They would want to get one before half-time, and there's around 6 minutes left in this half. So they'll really be pushing for it now to get that one, because if you can go in 1-1, whole different game.
Yeah, I think that changes the half-time team talk as well very much. Something definitely needs to be changed, but the whole sort of the tempo, the mood, everything gets lifted if you just get that goal back before half-time. And even though this isn't exactly the position they want to be in, getting level will really lift the spirit in that team. You might see a different one come out in terms of the second half.
So once again, playing up through the midfield there on Bale, and I tried to deliver a cross-field ball there, but just didn't have the quality on it to find the man on the wing. And so possession once again turns over, which is what we saw.
Hang on a minute.
Fast feet there to break away from 3 defenders, and he's still got the ball.
I would have had a shot there.
And the quality
after
on the
all
finish.
that, Max, you just think, just have a go. You've earned it.
You've got to say he's let down his teammate there, hasn't he, with that finish after he's got the ball to him. But once again, a poor ball to turn over possession in midfield.
Oh, that's a poor challenge.
Tackle. And that'll go back for a free kick.
It's in a good area as well, Max, but you talk about the skill earlier on there. That's, the kind of thing that's going to put you in the shot window for the top 2 teams is someone who's a little bit creative, someone who's going to make something happen for you, and that definitely made something happen for Don't Look Back in Tanganga.
Yeah, and I think you can see that that's frustrated a few of the players out there, and they've slid in on that challenge there. Poorly timed. They just got a little bit annoyed that he managed to send 3 of them to the shops with that one little bit of skill. So this is a good position for a free kick here, and this is the sort of ones you like if you're a free kick specialist.
Yeah, we've seen a good few free kicks in this tournament find the back of the net, and maybe we'll be about to see another one.
Yeah, Max Hines got a brilliant one for CF Czechoslovakia. We put the commentators cursed on him, and then he showed us up and scored one. So I'll try it again here. He's not going to score. Well, it didn't work that time, but you never know. It's always worth putting it out there.
I think you guessed right on that occasion, Max.
So quick counter-attack here. They're trying to find something, trying to catch Don't Look Back in Tanganga out here with some fast passes. Good defending there, though. He closed down the man, didn't let him get the through pass. Because if that had gone through, he would have been in goal.
And again, out on Bale, it's just the speed of play. Sometimes they slow it down. They allow their opposition to get back into their shape. There's a chance here again. Oh, just couldn't find that pass.
Yeah, it feels like the pace is really starting to pick up here. We're seeing a lot more end-to-end stuff. Look at these searching balls. Both teams trying to get something. Getting a goal before half-time for either team would really change the way this game is going.
And that's maybe where out on Bale might have to change their approach. That little ball over the top that we just saw there, defenders hate running back towards their own goal. You don't want to be turned as a defender. You want to see where your opponent is. You want to know where they are so they can body up, get a touch in, on their touch, nick that ball. But instead, getting them turning, running them behind, that's what you want. And that was a better bit of forward play. And that's, I think, might create a few more chances if they look for it a bit more.
Absolutely, and we've just seen some high press in there, put the defender under pressure, and then managed to win it back in the midfield, and that's giving them the ball back. Trying to get something going here, keeping possession. Oh, that was good feet there to beat the defender. He's just tried to lay off the pass, but his teammate didn't seem committed to that, and he's actually giving away possession. So, being a bit let down there by his fellow teammate.
And the wingers have been finding a lot of space. Oh, that's a great bit of skill. Oh, it's got to be. It's 2-0. What a brilliant piece of play there from Don't Look Back in Tanganga. That was perfectly executed on a break. And again, defensively out on Bale, just poor. The keeper really needs more help from his defence there. And Max, it's a real mountain to climb now.
Yeah, 2-0 just for half-time. I mean, that changes the whole complexion of the game, doesn't it? You're going to be going in feeling a lot more defeated now, feeling like the game's already gone. But, they can score 2 in one half. You can score 2 in one half.
The game is very much far from over, but really is a tough one to climb, But they do say that 2-0's a dangerous lead.
The most dangerous lead. But that was a great goal, we've got to say. There was some fast feet there. I mean, to beat the defender and then beat the keeper, play it across. He was selfless with the finish there. Laid it off to his teammate who managed to just slot it into the open net. But really, it was the winger who did all the work there, wasn't it?
Well, as I was saying at the time, the wingers have found ample amounts of space when they've been running down that wing, and they've been tracking back. Defensively, they've been solid. But then on that break, they are really looking to get forward quickly, and they have sprung that trap to perfection every time they've needed it.
Yeah, it doesn't look like we've got team sheets for this match, but looking at how they're lining up on the pitch, it seems that out on Bale are adopting a sort of back 3/back 5 with the wing back approach. But these wingers are pushing up quite a lot and leaving spaces down the other channels, so maybe it's time to switch something up at half time.
It'll be something for them to think about, definitely. Something. Oh, again, they've given it away. Oh. Now, perhaps looked for a foul there, but he's not got one.
So not long left in this half, only about 30 seconds, plus maybe a little bit of added time, but I can't imagine there'll be too much added on this half. So goalkeeper just telling his players to get up the pitch, try and get something quickly from this last little attack before we go to the half-time.
Well, they've been a little bit deep, and I think they're inviting the pressure onto them. I think maybe the keeper's right there. If they just look to push that back line up a bit, they might just turn the tables and get Don't Look Back in Tanganga on the back foot. But so far, they've just defended deep, and they haven't really got anything to link the play and get forward.
I think they need to just slow it down a bit, maybe in midfield, and think about the pass they're doing. They're doing nice little 1-2 passes every now and then. But then some of these long searching balls they're doing, the cross-field switches, they're just losing possession. And that's how they've been caught out on both goals, really. It's just them losing possession in midfield and a quick counter.
Well, sometimes the game doesn't really go your way, and I think so far that's what we've sort of seen from out on Bale. But there's another chance here. Oh, unlucky. Looked to do a little ball roll there, but it didn't come off. But they've still got possession. It's a searching ball. Oh, maybe if he was 2 inches taller, he might have got a better connection on that one.
Yeah, got his head to that one, didn't he? But couldn't get up and over the ball and just ended up knocking it behind himself. So couldn't really make anything from that. But out on Bale trying to get something, searching forward. I've been really impressed this match by the dribbling ability of the Don't Look Back in Tanganga players. I think they've shown that they've got real class on the ball and they're able to beat, the defenders and the midfielders.
They have, but one thing you noticed there, Max, is you might not have seen it on screen as the viewer, but as they were breaking there, the defence was slow to get out. They were really sluggish in terms of getting forward, pushing them back up. And that's what's allowing this pressure to come through. And you just see another effort on target there from Don't Look Back in Tanganga. But the defence needs to push their line up much quicker than they have been. They've been really poor in terms of that execution, and that's not what you're going to want in terms of putting yourself in the shot window for bucks.
Yeah, I think that little effort there was just showing the confidence that Don't Look Back in Tanganga are getting in this game now. They're 2 goals up. They can go for these little, these efforts from a bit further out. They don't have to make sure that everyone's a perfect goal, try and show off a bit, try and have some fun with it.
They're certainly in a position to do so.
So we are over the 20 minutes for this half now, and I assume the ref will be blowing his whistle fairly soon. There hasn't been too much to add time. Good challenge there from the centre-back or left-back even to stop that one there and cut the attack out. And he's been very impressive. I think he's been hanging back quite a lot, letting a few of the other defenders push up a bit, apply some pressure, and he's been, stonewalling defence.
It's very much a quick style of attack. Don't Look Back in Tanganga and Out on Bail might need to take a few notes from their book so far. They just speed the play up a little bit. They haven't really come out with the intensity and the energy you'd perhaps want to see in terms of a plate final.
So good attack here.
That's better.
Oh, I think he just took an extra touch there when he didn't need to. Tried to play it across the face of the defender.
Defensively solid though, and again now they have the chance to break, and here we go. Acres of space. Oh, and that's what the offside flag is there for. That's where the linesman coming in that we haven't had for the rest of the tournament.
Yeah, a little flourish of the flag there. Nice to see, having a bit of fun with it. We love to see that here.
Well, nice to see the refs got flair of their own there,
Yeah, it did look offside from here, but I guess that's them just trying to get something quick from the counter-attack. But good job from the defence there to squeeze them and catch them offside. So throw in here for Don't Look Back in Tanganga, deep in their own half. Try and get something from this.
Well, if in doubt, get rid of it. And for the viewers watching this one, we've ball's just gone over the fence, and unfortunately we don't have ball boys for this one, so the players have to grab it themselves.
Yeah, you see him just jumping back over the fence there. They, because of COVID regulations as well, we as the crew cannot pick up the ball and throw it to them. They have to come and get it themselves. We are following all COVID regulations here on campus, but we are allowed to be outside without masks, which is lovely for a bit. Get some fresh air.
There's a switch on. That's the one. Great ball. And the touch hasn't been too bad either. Oh, good again. Solid defending, and he has been an absolute rock at the back all game.
Yeah,
credit
absolutely.
where it's due.
He was switched on there, wasn't he? It was a good touch, you'd have to say, but not a great touch. And that little, just passing it, playing it away from his body just enough. He saw that there was a space that he could get in there, and managed to get in and get the ball off him. Great play there.
Perfect timing, great reading of the game. That's what you want in your centre half.
But you've got to say the quality of the crossfield ball was immaculate there. He was played straight to his feet, wasn't it?
Yeah, and that switch is on for them, if they look for it. It's a poor corner, though. Again, opportunities that are just going to miss, wasted.
Yeah, that is a very poor set piece there. He's just hasn't even got it off the ground there really at all. Played it straight out, and not what you want to be doing when you're 2-0 down. You need to be making the most of any opportunity you get.
If they get one back before the half, there's a real opportunity for them to get back into the game. But they just haven't taken any yet.
Good head there, lad. And Don't Look Back in Tanganga. Maybe slowing down the play a bit more. We've seen they've been very fast-paced so far this game, getting the counter-attacks, but now they're 2-0 up. Maybe they're just feeling a bit more confident about controlling the possession and slowing it down. But having said that, they've given away possession in quite a dangerous area here, and there's a lot of bodies forward for Out on Bail.
Oh, good defending, though.
He just fizzed up that. I think that's just a bit of desperation there, isn't it? He saw the ball, he thought, I've got to go for it, there's nothing else on, but maybe he could have just slowed down possession and tried to find a striker.
Well, he didn't really hit it with any conviction, Max. It was a bit of a dangle leg kind of effort, but you want him to really get behind the ball and hit that. Trouble the keeper.
So good defending there from out on Bale to win back the ball, and not going to be caught out by the fast feet of the attackers anymore. They've learned their lesson with that one.
I think a little bit of fast feet of their own there, you know. There's a nice few drag backs on that occasion.
Oh, nice little turn there to just maintain possession for his team and open up some space. And
They're starting to settle into this one. That's the ball we
can he
talked
control
about.
that? No, he can't.
But again, top defending. He's been superb.
Yeah, that number 4 has been really impressive, hasn't he, at the back? He's cut out the ball, read the play very well. I mean, it looked like that was a good opportunity there.
And Lewis Incarnate, that's a great ball, and it's gone over. Oh, there's a real chance here. Great save. Stayed strong. It's still there.
Can he find something from this now? He's still got possession.
He's kept his composure and slowed it down. Can you find a man? He has. Keeper again is alert.
Yeah, worrying signs there for Out on Bale. Could have been 3-0 down there if it wasn't for the keeper. They'll have to buy him a thank you point for that one because he really saved their bacon there.
Well, Out on Bale could be down by another 2 goals, to be honest. You know, the chances that they've allowed Don't Look Back in Tanganga to have. Their keeper really has kept this scoreline down.
Yeah, you have to say the keeper's been let down a little bit by his defence, haven't they? They've allowed too many balls to be played in behind and not squeezed the defence well enough here. So playing it around the midfield here, trying to find a nice through ball down the wing. Finds his man, but he doesn't have the quality to control the ball there. Just couldn't get his leg up high enough for that one, and that was a tough ball. He was coming in with a lot of power on that one. Would have been a big touch.
I think Max, perhaps the back 3 has backfired a little bit for this game. You know, the wingers are having so much space, and I think the centre halves that they've chosen are staying a little bit too central and a little bit too determined to stop the play through the middle. They're allowing that space out wide. And at the moment, that's really punishing them because Don't Look Back in Tanganga are breaking so quickly with so much space that they're just not defending right. There's a good chance here if he can beat the man to the ball.
And look at that, getting across there to stop that play. He's been phenomenal all game. In fact, the whole back 3 for Don't Look Back in Tanganga have been phenomenal. When we compare it to the other back 3 of Out on Bale, you know, you could trust, Don't Look Back in Tanganga, you can trust those guys to get back, cover their man, read the play. But you're just not feeling that with Out on Bale. And maybe at half-time, have a switch to a back 4, maybe even a back 5. Get some more players back there hanging on.
I think a traditional back 4 might suit them a little bit better in terms of what Don't Look Back in Tanganga are throwing at them because at the moment, as I said earlier, you know, that space out wide, you could see it now if for the viewer who can't currently see it, but out on the left side of the field, there is so much space that isn't currently being looked at. And when Out on Bale are losing possession, they are being hit so hard on the counter-attack that space is being perfectly utilised by Don't Look Back in Tanganga.
So we said earlier that we were in the final minutes. We are actually now in the final minutes. So I apologise, it's not 20-minute half. It changed format here. We are playing 30-minute halves, we believe. So 29 minutes into the game now, and we will be coming to the end of this half shortly.
I don't think the players are the only ones that need a break. I think the viewers might need a break from us, Max, to be honest. I'm talking for half an hour.
Absolutely, absolutely. If you've been following the coverage of the Cyncoed Cup, you're probably sick to death of my voice.
No, the dulcet tones of Max has kept you going throughout this tournament. But if you've been enjoying this coverage, you know, let us know. Get in the comments below. Let us know what you've thought about it so far.
Yeah, we love to hear from you guys, and here you have to say, who are you supporting? Who are you looking forward to seeing in the final this afternoon between CF Czechoslovakia and Seshfield Wednesday? That is going to be a great match, not one to miss. But it's half-time here. Out on Bale 0, Don't Look Back in Tanganga 2. So a good first half there. A lot of quality on display. I think we've seen some good goals there. We were a bit worried that it might be a 0-0. Both teams going into it a bit wary, but 2 goals in the first half. What have you thought of that?
Well, you know, we've been echoing the sort of statements throughout the entire of the first half. You know, the back 3's been punished by Don't Look Back at Tanganga. They really are sort of looking to emphasise the wide spaces on the counter-attack and sort of winning back possession quickly and moving fast. And I think the first goal, you can't really excuse it, a set piece, a corner, the ball comes in, you want your defence to deal with that, and they look to have a little bit of a height advantage back there, but they really didn't use it very well. And I think there was a great finish, for the ball coming in. They found the net, exactly what you want from your forward players. But then in terms of the second goal, it was, as we were speaking about, that quick counter-attack down the wings. Unselfishly, we saw that play materialise, and Out on Bale have been punished.
Yeah, I think in the opening sort of few minutes, it looked like Out on Bale had come out, they were controlling possession, they were getting a lot of attacks, but they couldn't really do anything with it. As the game developed, Don't Look Back in Tanganga took their opportunities, found the net early on from that corner. That brought them into the game, and then since then they've really just been flowing completely. I think the game's gone completely according to their game plan. They've allowed the pressure to come to them, but they haven't worried about it. I think there's maybe only seen 1 or 2 shots on target for Out on Bale so far. So I think they'll be happy with the way this is going.
Yeah, they can't complain, to be honest. It's kind of a perfectly executed game plan, and if any time you want it to go right, it's probably in the final.
Yeah, exactly. Both teams have earned their spot here. It's not like they're here on accident. They won their quarterfinal playoffs. Both teams won their quarterfinal playoffs 2-0 actually. So maybe 2-0 is the scoreline we need to be looking at. Maybe it'll stay this way. Maybe it's written in the stars for Don't Look Back in Tanganga. But both teams have shown that they can score goals.
Well, perhaps what we might be seeing is, since both teams won 2-0 in terms of the whole game for them, there's 2-0 for the first half for Don't Look Back in Tanganga, and then we'll have a 2-0 for Out on Bale in this half. It'll make for an interesting final.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would complain about seeing another penalty shootout. Always exciting times. We almost saw one on the weekend. I thought we were going to see one with the Newport County playoff, but we were robbed a little bit there.
Yeah, it's that sort of excitement that you have from a final. But why don't we have a look at the analysis from the first goal when we talked about that poor marking. And, it's one all you want to see. That defensive lapse, that lack of concentration at the back, that's not what you want to see, Max. It is that poor defending, that poor marking. And unfortunately, that's...
Yeah, I think set pieces have been a little bit disappointing today for Don't Look Back in Tanganga. Yeah, we've seen some great dribbling, haven't we, so far in this game. Look at this now, where he's driving forward.
He's beating players, he's got him 1-on-2, he's just getting through, and this is what's creating those opportunities. The little ball roll, that little knock inside, look where the space is there, you can see it. There's no defensive coverage at all, but the keeper makes a great recovery, a great save. It's just exactly what you want in terms of attacking play, someone who's going to make something happen, that creative force, that creative spark, and that wing play is exactly what Don't Look Back in Tanganga have had, and it's been lacking for Out on Bale.
Yeah, it was great to see there, the little replays, getting some nice graphics on there, some fancy stuff. We've got to give a big thank you to the performance analysis department for helping us out with that one. But yeah, as we said, with that, when we saw that attack there, the keeper did great in that situation. You saw how quickly the ball came across. The space was completely wide open there for the striker to slot it, but keeper was switched on and well aware and got across to that one.
But again, we've spoken about it time and time again. It's that lack of defensive awareness. You've got one player coming in the box and no one's picked him up. That's where they've been lacking. You need someone to switch on in that moment, stay calm and realise what's going on. The communication perhaps hasn't been there. They've looked at one player breaking through two and they've panicked. Instead of taking a calm to the situation, reading the game and understanding what's going on, thinking, right, we've got 2 players here who aren't marked, someone's got to come in and help. And that's what we haven't seen, and perhaps why they've been hit twice so far.
Yeah, it's all well and good to say that the keeper's done well there, but we haven't really seen much from the Out on Bale keeper because we haven't had to see anything. Don't Look Back in Tanganga keeper, apologies. We haven't seen much from him because his defenders have done that work for him. He hasn't had to read the play because defenders have read it for him and have kept him in the game.
Exactly, and I think it's that we come down to that communication. You need someone at the back who's going to be talkative, someone who's loud, someone who is going to tell you where you need to be. If you have that defensive leader, in terms of shape and solidity, you're going to get that every time.
So it looks like the players are just coming back out onto the field to kick off the second half soon. We're going to be getting back underway for another 30 minutes of the second half. And it is 2-0 at the moment to Don't Look Back in Tanganga over Out on Bale. So Out on Bale will be looking to overcome that deficit and get another 2 goals back to get themselves back in this game. But you've got to feel that 2-0 is a tough mountain to climb here. So it is Don't Look Back on Tanganga to kick off the second half for us.
Hopefully we'll see a better performance from Out on Bale. I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, I think, managers... Okay.
Now that is one that'll be going on the blooper reel for this tournament. That is an atrocious effort.
Yeah, I think he's just lost his footing a bit there, and he's gone to do one of these new style kickoffs.
Take him off right now. Get him off the pitch. That's atrocious.
He won't be wanting any of the coaches to have seen that one. That is a tad embarrassing for him. But
yeah, I think he's going into the 7th teams with that effort, Max.
Yeah, well, maybe the ice hockey team, to be honest. He's completely slipped there, hasn't he? Lost his footing. But you know what? It's actually worked out. I think it's caught the Out on Bale players off guard.
I think it caught everyone off guard.
Maybe it was actually part of the plan. And ball delivered here from the corner. Can they get another set piece goal? No, they can't. Just fizzes over the head of all the players there. Or did a defender just get? I think a defender just got a touch on that, so it goes out for another corner. And we spoke in the half-time about their defensive awareness on these set pieces. That's something that Out on Bale really need to work on. We see them once again, they're not quite switched on enough from it. Played short this time, and they're trying to dribble through the players, but no, good defending there. They've cut that out, and so they'll be hoping to counter-attack from this and get the possession upfield quickly.
Oh, it's a lackadaisical touch, but they're sort of trying a little bit more, I think, but really struggling to get themselves up the pitch.
So both teams would have had their half-time team talk here from the coaches, and we've got some great coaches with us today with both these teams and with both the teams in the final.
Good feat. But no orange slices, unfortunately, Max. Would have been nice to see a little throwback, get some orange slices on the pitch.
I would have loved an orange slice right now. Especially in these warm conditions.
Again, it's a real poor pass.
Well, I'll be honest with you, I'm not quite sure what he was attempting with that. I don't know why he felt the need to put so much power on that one. I feel like he could have just played it nicely along the ground for the attacker to run onto, and would have been a good effort there, would have been a good position to get him in.
Perhaps it's a little bit of nerves in terms of trying to get back into the game, trying to do too much. I think at the moment they just need to stay within themselves and really look for simplicity to get back into this one. And I think at the moment they're just looking to try that perfect wonder ball and
just overplaying themselves a little bit as the ball finds.
Looked a little bit offside to me.
Well, the linesman has let it go and he played into the middle.
Oh.
Well, he's kind of scuffed the shot there, but it did catch the keeper off guard and almost beat him at the far post, but manages to keep it in possession and in the box still is, plays it in, chests it down.
Safety of the keeper's hands, but
keeper did well. But
again, we're seeing that wide play come into fruition. You know, we've got those tricky wingers breaking down each side, and
keeper just having to do a bit too much there, isn't it? That's not what you need the keeper to be doing. You don't want him constantly making 6-7 saves a half. You want him to maybe only be making one, because you want the defence to be making or doing most of the work.
I think that they're just they've switched to a sort of high press now. You know, Don't Look Back in Tanganga. They've looked to sort of push really hard Out on Bale, and they can't really get out. They're just panicking on the ball. You know, the comfort we saw in the first half and their possession seems to have gone in the early stages here.
Just overplaying themselves a bit, aren't they, here? Just trying to do a bit too much with it. Maybe just be a bit more simple, you know? It's reminiscent of the Champions League final we saw on the weekend there with Man City just overplaying themselves, and maybe just need to simplify it a little bit.
Yeah, you know, I think Out on Bale spent 400 million on their defence here, but it's backfiring a little bit.
Yeah, that's the thing. Money doesn't necessarily buy trophies, does it?
Certainly needs to buy a defence for this team right now.
So good dribbling once again here. We see like the dribbling from the Don't Look Back in Tanganga's players as being just exquisite. I don't know if that's something they've all been practicing, but they've been able to beat their man most of the time, get past them, and I don't know whether it's just nerves from the
again,
Out on Bale
poor
players.
Defence.
Well, he's almost beat another one there, hasn't he?
It's just a case of you know, when you get beat, you know, you can't just give up like that. You can't. I know you're 2-0 down, but you've got to work for the team, and that's what's going to get you back into the game. That's a good effort. It's got in. The keeper's made a horrific mistake. He's been superb all day in terms of those kind of efforts, but wow, that is really letting him down and out on bail after the worst possible start for this half, Max.
Well, I think that's a case of the keeper's had so much to do this game. You can't expect him to save them all. Yes, you would normally expect him to save that one, but with the amount of saves he has made already today, that pressure keeps getting applied, eventually something's going to go wrong. And
you know, it's a game of chance, really, isn't it? You know, save after save after save, one of them is just going to go in.
Exactly. And that just shows, even the shot itself shows the confidence of the Tanganga players there. Going for an effort from outside the box there, going for one from range, and he just put enough power on it there where keeper, you know, he positioned himself well, he got a hand to it, but just spilled it into his own net. And it is poor keeping, but if you're going to keep giving chances like that.
Again, the ball's just been passed out of play. I think it's safe to assume so far that this play final might just be over, and it might be looking for a dominant victory for Donut back in Tanganga.
Yeah, 3-0 is a tough mountain to climb, isn't it? You can't see them getting back from this one. If out on bail were to win this one, at least we'd have a good match on our hands.
Well, it'd be reminiscent of, you know, the games you see in the Premier League when you've got, you know, Man United and Everton come to mind. You know, that game all those years ago with 8 goals. But based on the play we've seen so far today, Max, I don't think we're getting that one.
Yeah, and both these teams pretty evenly matched in the group stages there. So don't look back in Tanganga with 4 wins, 2 draws, 4 losses. Exactly the same for out on bail. They were only split on points difference, or goal difference, sorry, with Don't Look Back in Tanganga finishing on 3 and out on bail on -2. So maybe that just tells you the story that we're seeing here. That, you know, they're fairly evenly matched, but when it comes to goal scoring, Don't Look Back in Tanganga is just slightly above them, slightly better, and the defensive out on bail is just a little bit shakier. That is the script of what we're seeing right now.
I think it might just be the case of the defence is what we've seen today. You know, the difference in terms of quality has been quite stark, really. You know, out on bail, a little bit shaky at times, you know, positioning, awareness, that's been lacking. Whereas Don't Look Back in Tanganga, you know, they've been solid as a rock. Their formation suits them perfectly, and I think they might have just been searching for something that they weren't going to find today out on bail.
And how hard is it now for the players? You know, you're 3-0 down in a final. You know you're probably not getting this one, but you've still got another 20 minutes to play. How do you keep that motivation up to keep going?
Well, I think one of the areas it'll have to come from is the sideline. You know, you want your manager to be really helping you forward, but at the moment, you know, they're sort of looking a little bit slumped, a little bit sort of out of it. They don't really look interested, to be honest. And it's, whilst you're 3-0 down, you know, you're gonna see, you know, heads drop and the energy might shift downwards a little bit. But you know, as a manager on the sideline, you want to be encouraging your team. You want to be helping them through, getting them back into shape, getting their mindset back. But I don't think we're really seeing that today.
Just watching that attack going forward there, and it just seemed that none of the players, that midfielder was driving forward, but it seemed no one else was really going with him. They're all just sort of slowly walking up the pitch, not really driving forward, putting that pressure on. Don't Look Back in Tanganga, and that's been the name of the game really all day. Don't Look Back in Tanganga here, back in possession, and they'll be looking to get a 4th or even 5th. You know, if you're a goal scorer, you want to take these opportunities, don't you? To add up your tally, try and get a few more. And the Golden Boot is still on the line for the tournament, so these players will be wanting to get this. I think Dylan
There's
Gifford
a real
will be
switch on out wide again. They're not really getting back into shape, but couldn't find it. Well cut out by the midfield, but again, that switch is on for Don't Look Back in Tanganga. They've really executing wide play perfectly today. And we're just a little bit too comfortable in terms of the pressing, and they've given the ball away again. It's a real opportunity here if he can. His feet always tried a little bit too much there. The defence wasn't having that one. Oh, it's hit the post. Oh, it's offside, but again, it's a real chance there. The effort had the keeper scrambling, and it's just come back off the post, and I don't think the defence was going to get there. But the offside flag has saved them from further embarrassment.
Yeah, worrying signs there, isn't it? You don't want to concede a fourth. At that point, it starts to get into rough territory. You know, you don't want to be getting 4-0, 5-0, 6-0. That's where it starts to get really rough for the defence.
Yeah, we're not really seeing a comfortable defensive performance so far, I'd say, today. I think perhaps they've looked to play out from the back a little bit too often, and with the high press that's been going on, they've really been suffocated. And they don't look comfortable on the ball like they did in the first half.
So around 10 minutes gone in this second half. Still 20 minutes to go, so there could still be a few more goals to happen in this match, but not with balls like that.
I don't know who he was looking for with that one, Max. It's a real poor ball, and again, they've just gifted possession back, and it's really, really not a good performance in terms of possession.
And don't look back in Tanganga will be happy to just pass it around the back here. You know, there's no real pressure being applied. I mean, look at this. The players just looking dejected, not putting on any sort of pressure onto the defence here, and so they're just able to use the space to do whatever they want.
It's an offside there, but one of the points there, you know, we saw in terms of that wide angle is that, you know, the defensive midfield is sat so close to the defensive line. You know, they're practically playing as a sixth defender even, instead of, you know, you understand you're 3-0 down is perhaps a little bit of protection, but at this point it's the final. You might as well go for it and get players forward.
And there is a good opportunity for them now. They've got a few players getting forward here, trying to find something, but covering them. We've seen that all day from the don't look back in Tanganga players, able
He's
to
got a
dribble
player,
past.
just pass it back. Again, you know, you've got a player in space. Why are you trying to do it on your own?
But I've been so impressed with that number 4 today for don't look back in Tanganga, and he just was not letting that get past him at all. I mean, we've said don't look back in Tanganga, their dribbling's been great. They've dribbled past players several times, but it just wasn't happening there for them, was it at all? Trying to do some fast feet, but he was having none of it.
One of the things we've seen, I think, today so far from Don't Look Back in Tanganga, Max, is that they've been hunting in packs. You know, one player's got the ball for out on bail. It's not just one player who's going one-on-one. There's 2 or 3, you know, don't look back in Tanganga players, all hunting the ball, all pressing, all pushing for it, and that's what's winning them the possession back really easily. I think that's why we've talked about, you know, out on bail, they need to have quick, fast-paced play, because that's going to break that press, and that's going to allow you to get forward and push forward and get up the pitch.
Exactly. If you've got 2 players attacking you, you can get away from them, and that's 2 players taking that, not just one, isn't it? So they need to be doing that interplay a lot more to break out of that high press they're doing. And that,
you know, it's very reminiscent of Pep's Barcelona, where they'd hunt in 3 or 4, but if you could just get past that first press, you had much more space to work in. They would hunt in packs, they would break you down quickly, and then once they had the ball, they'd hit hard and hit fast. But instead, you just need to keep calm on the ball, find that pass, break that first press, and once you've done that, you've got a little bit of time to play.
Absolutely, it's the Bielsa ball style of play, isn't it? I think they've been doing a few murder ball training sessions here.
Well, I wouldn't want to do one of those in this heat, Max, I have to say.
Absolutely not. I wouldn't want to do one in any heat, though, to be honest with you. So starting to get a bit more into the game here in the second half, warming up. Maybe it's a case of we've got nothing to lose now. We're 3-0 down. Let's just play a bit more free-flowing football, because they are starting to get a bit more possession. We're starting to see some of the quality that they had early on in that first half.
And again, you know, we see what we just spoke about there. 2 players going for the ball. It's not just a one-on-one situation, and that's what leading to those quick mistakes from out on bail. They've lost possession when they had a decent bit of time there.
But it was almost a great little bit of skill there to get past the players. Just didn't quite get it. Touch was a bit poor, but it did look very nice, very fancy for the cameras.
Again, but it's all well and good having the skills, but if you can't pull them off, what's the point?
So content to just play it back to the keeper here, pass it around their defence. They know they're not going to get any high press coming from out on bail, so they can do that.
Again, you know, that switch is on. Oh, it's a perfect ball. That's a brilliant little through ball. Got to finish. Oh, it's flashed across the face of goal, and the keeper's saved by a poor effort in the end, but...
Well, the first ball into the box looked like it was going to find the man perfectly, but the bounce just wasn't the best for him, wasn't the kindest one, but he had an intelligent play there to think, you know what, I don't have to finish this, can lay it off to another player. Couldn't quite get the finish on that ball either, but good play there all round. So Aaron Bale driving forward here, trying to get one sort of consolation goal, because even though the plate is on the line, there's also pride on the line in this. It's the Cyncoed Cup. All these players, you know, students, a lot of them know each other. Some of them even live together, playing for opposing teams. So you want the pride
really
of
good
scoring.
football. Really great football there. It was a little bit selfish perhaps, but I have to say the build-up play there was perfectly executed. You know, they went back to the keeper. They weren't worried about it. He played a nice little chip through ball over the top for a bit of diagonal play. A little quick 1-2 broke in behind, and then they were through. And that's perfectly done.
Yeah, he just went for goal himself there. I think that's showing, yeah, he's just feeling a bit confident, trying to get them goals, maybe going for that golden boot. We know Dylan Gifford came into this with 5 goals. He's joint high scorer with Matt Moss from CF Czechoslovakia, so he'll be wanting to get a few goals in this match to cement himself there at the top of the table before that final this afternoon.
Oh, it's out there, Aaron Bale. And they'll look to bring the ball forward from the midfield. Oh, he's beaten one man. He's got another one on him, but he's done well to keep the ball. That's a good looking through ball. Great defending again. He's been so good. He would be my man of the match today. I know there's been a few goals, but he has been so good when challenged.
I would have to agree with you there. I think if they didn't have such a strong defence, Aaron Bale definitely could have gone a few games in this, and it would have changed the whole complexion of the match. But he's been an absolute stonewall at the back, not let anything get past him. And yeah, I'd agree with you there. He's been the difference between the two sides.
Well, they couldn't fool there's linesmen for this games, boys. You're not going to fool the referee with those kind of runs.
And there he is again, reading the play. I think that's what has been the difference with him, is that his awareness and understanding of the play. He knows what balls are going to be going forward.
Oh, he's onside here, Max. Oh, that's a late flag from the referee's linesman there.
Yeah, linesman left that one late, but I think we all knew that he was off there. He was.
Do you think maybe he's following the old VAR rules in terms of how late the flag went up for that one?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's. They like to give you a little bit of hope, don't they?
It's the hope that kills you, Max.
So around halfway through the second half here, so just around 15 minutes left to play in this match, and they won't want to be leaving it 3-0. Aaron Bale will want to get one sort of consolation goal here, get themselves just a little bit of pride in this game. You know, don't leave the clean sheet for Donut back in Tanganga.
I don't know where that goal is going to come from. The ball was still moving there, referee. Come on.
Well, unless number 4 gets substituted off or injured, I don't think there's going to be one coming for either, but you never know.
It's a real poor pass from midfield. It's just been sloppy. And it could be breaking again. Oh.
Yeah, poor pass in the final third there. Didn't find his man, but I guess they're 3-0 up. They don't have to be as clinical as they needed to be earlier on in the game. So gone for a throw-in on the far side here. And it looks like they could possibly... No, I thought there was maybe a substitute coming on there, but doesn't look like it. He just maybe stood there.
Just 11:30 now in the morning. It's nice to have some early morning football there, Max.
Yeah, good start to the day, you know, wake up and get to see some live football. Not many in the country able to still see live football. So good to be out here.
That's a good effort. Oh, it's just looked to curl it in towards the inner post, but keeper probably had it covered based on his positioning, but it was a nice looking little effort there.
Well, I'll be honest, where I opened out, I thought that had gone in. That looked like it had beaten the keeper, was curling into that top corner, but no, just wide of the post there. But showing that they've got that confidence, they're going for these shots, and they got the one long shot earlier on.
Well, one of the points, Max, I have to say, is that the number 12 in terms of the midfield has been brilliant in terms of his defensive abilities. He's cleaned up every single time they've looked to break through the middle. He's been pressing, he's been everywhere in that midfield. And it's exactly what you want as a defensive midfielder to do, just to sweep up any of the problems that look like they might come their way, and he's really helped the defence out today.
Yeah, the White Canter, I believe they call him. That's his nickname in the squad. And you can understand why when you see him play.
Yeah, Yeah, perhaps they'll name it after him in terms of the Makalele role.
Good control there. Not letting the pressure get to him, and he's able to just keep his composure on the ball. Play it back to his defence, and they'll come again now, trying to get a 4th goal in this match.
Actually, Max, in terms of the hair, it might be better to sort of compare it with a young Manu Petit.
Yeah, he's grown out here.
Oh, that should be a real opportunity for a 4th there, and it's been squandered. He's got the time on the ball, but he just completely lacked composure. He looks like he might have scuffed it as well, and he's just put it wide.
Yeah, you want to be making the most of those opportunities. You know, when you threw on goal, one-on-one with the keeper, good opportunity like that, you'd expect him to finish that one. So intercepted in midfield there, and it's that number 12 again, clearing up for his team.
High press. Oh, there's another chance here. Oh, he sold him. Oh, looks like it. That's really, really taking a mickey now. You can tell that they really have given up. That is not what you want to see from a game of football in a final.
Well, he just completely slowed down the play there, didn't he? There was no sort of aggression to it, no sort of pace to it. Just took his time with the ball, rolled it past, slotted it in, so casual, calm as you like.
But you want to see the competitive spirit. You know, I understand it is, well, now 4-0 down, but again, you know, that's this really, really not the best in terms of finals for competitive.
Just sort of toying with their opponents now, aren't they?
It's a little bit too easy. I think the gulf in quality in terms of opponent is quite evident.
We've got about 10 minutes left still to play, and you wouldn't be surprised if there's another few goals to come in this second half, because that was so easy for them. Just the number 12 managed to get the ball in midfield there, play a nice one through, and he just strolled through the defence. They didn't look like it had a care in the world.
No, I think one of the things that you might see as well is that'll be quite important is that don't look back in Tanganga, really keep their heads strong and in the game, and sort of find, you know, don't let their heads slip is what I'm trying to say, I suppose, is and that lack of concentration could be poor. There's a good effort. Oh, what a finish! Back in the game. Well, maybe not back in the game, but definitely one hell of something to shout about. And he celebrates to the cameras here. As certainly a goal worth celebrating.
Yeah, well, where has that been all match is the question I have for them. If he'd have done that in the first half, this would be a whole different game. Don't save that for the last
Max,
10
what was
minutes.
I saying exactly at the time? You know, for don't look back in Tanganga, it was just about keeping their heads and not letting that concentration slip, and they've done exactly that, and they've been punished for it.
But you've got to say, what a quality finish there. The keeper was absolutely caught off guard. Get past him on the near post. Great finish there to get one back, and it's a bit of pride for them.
And I think there might be a case of you might have poked the hornet's nest with that one, and they might be a bit more angry.
Yeah, I think they'll be desperate to show that actually we're not going to let roll over and let you get a quick and easy one like that. Let's get 5, let's get 6, let's get 7. We're not letting you get that one against us.
And even the left back's come up forward here, and it looks like he's playing up front now. Well, I mean, not with passes like that. So confident they've even kept 2 at the back.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we've only got about 7 minutes left here to play, I think.
He's got to switch the other way. He's in so much space. But again, who's there? Number 12, just cleaning everything up.
And a good ball played forward there, but the defence is able to get on that one. Can he keep it in?
No.
Just couldn't get to it in time.
That's what our linesmen are there for.
Well, if they could mount a comeback from this position, it would probably be...
I mean, I'll go out on a limb here and I'll say that they won't.
Well, it would be the win of the tournament, you'd have to say, wouldn't it? To get back from 4-0 down. But all don't look back in Tanganga need to do is just slow down the play and control possession.
So much space here, Max. All the time in the world. And again, look, there's just walking in defence. There's no real effort. That is just well deserved. No real effort in terms of defensive awareness or ability there from out on bail, and they looks like the back three have really had given up now.
Well, I'll be honest, Ethan, I can't really understand that too much. I know you're 4-1 down, but your team's just scored a goal, and it just seems like the defence just can't be bothered playing. They're thinking about their breakfast back at home. They want to get.
It's
get
not
back.
what you want to see in terms of the competition. You know, we've been really, really fortunate to have a great competitive spirit here throughout the entire tournament and the entire day. But for this kind of performance to be put out, you know, it's a real shame.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the early morning, if it's the weather getting to them. I don't know what it is. Maybe the bank holiday weekend. They've had a few too many and they're still.
I have a
in
theory
recovery.
it might be the 5 goals they've conceded.
Yeah, absolutely. But I still think I don't know. When you're 4-1 down, you still there's pride on the line, isn't there? You still keep playing. You give it your all.
Yeah,
I think just switching off and
in
letting them
terms of
get
putting
cheap shots like
themselves-
that is just. It's not what we want to see.
In terms of putting yourself in the shot window for bucks, this is not the way to do it, you have to say.
No, absolutely not. You don't want to show yourself as a player who, you know, switches off and gives up. You want us to be someone who plays right until the very end. So I've got to say, a little bit disappointing for me there.
Again, there's not really many options in terms of where he could go there. You know, all he could go is backwards.
No support from his team, really, is there? And don't know, back in Tanganga will come back at them, searching for a 6th. Couldn't find the quality of ball into the box, though.
I think
to
one
get
of
a
the things
striker.
you might have to notice that the viewer at home can't see is Don't Look Back in Tanganga's left back likes to push forward now that his team have got a bit of a cushion and there's a bit of space out there in terms of the right for out on Bale, and if they can find that man, they have a real chance of exploiting it.
But the problem is there is no man to find there. No one is making the run into that space. No one is getting forward.
Well, there is one lad out there, but there's no real call for the ball. There's no real communication there. If he just gives someone on the ball a shout and they make that switch play, then they really have a chance, and they might be in again here. They
Good
are.
ball. Can he find the striker? Can he get to touch on it? Good defending there to rule it. Oh, he's cheeky back heel.
Great defending though. Finally, someone covering, but it was a bit cheeky there, you know.
Yeah, lovely little back heel there. The defender was switched onto it though, managed to get across and stop the shot from coming in, because you would have expected that to be 6 if he'd got his foot to it.
Great pass. There we go. Now we've got a bit of a chance. Although you need your right winger to be busting a gut to get in and support you. That's all he could really do. I don't blame him for having a go. In terms of your winger on the other side, he really hasn't been bothered to make that run all day.
Yeah, that has been the story of the match, hasn't it? That Out on Bale just haven't had the commitment getting forward, or the commitment getting back. I'd say that is the biggest downfall they've had compared to Don't Look Back in Tanganga, is they just don't look like they've turned up for the game at all.
Well, I don't
Maybe another
understand
day.
it, Max. You know, you've got a player breaking through on the left. Surely, in terms of the day, even if it's not gone right, and we might have another chance here. There's
he's
2 on
definitely
1.
onside.
He's finished it. He's deserved that today. He's been superb in terms of his defensive midfield ability, and he's absolutely deserved that goal. There's our very own Emmanuel Petit.
Yeah, I know we spoke about number 4 in defence probably being the man of the match, but I'll be honest, I may have to switch it here, because these last few minutes he's been absolutely outstanding.
Yep, number 12. Not even the last few minutes, in terms of all game, they've looked solid defensively. They haven't really looked like conceding, apart from one wonder goal that we witnessed. But wow.
Yeah, if you're making if you want to make an appeal to the coaches about why you need to be in next year's team, I think he's done a good job of that, hasn't he?
He has indeed, and that's the first time Out on Bale have actually looked for that little switch ball there, and look, it's turned out pretty well. I mean, I don't know if he was trying to kung fu kick his opponent back into the goal there and see if that would have counted, but certainly an interesting tactic.
So around 2 minutes left to play in this final half, and it does look like it'll be Don't Look Back in Tanganga who are going to lift that plate in this final.
Just hasn't looked like being beaten all day.
No, phenomenal play really from start to finish. Control the game. Got that early goal from a set piece and really haven't looked back since then, have they?
I think they've switched it a little bit as well. Don't Look Back in Tanganga. They've gone for a target man now. Push someone with a bit more height up front. And they're very much finding him.
Yeah, maybe just a case of too little too late though in the switch for tactics for Out on Bale. Looks like they switched to a front 3 here. And they are getting a bit more going forward, but I feel like they need to do that probably about 40-50 minutes ago. So just trying to get another consolation goal here in the closing moments of this game.
Well, I don't think that was the right option. You know, there's a player on the back post, and a little bit more pride if it says 6-2 instead of 6-1. It's a surprise they've had the one, truth be told, if you're just joining us on this stream, you know. If you have been watching the whole game, let us know what you've thought down below in the comments. Let us know what you've thought of this game and what you're looking forward to for the final later on.
Yeah, we'd love to read your comments on the stream. We're streaming all the Cyncoed Cup here for you. We're in the 6th week of streaming that, and we will be bringing you the final later on tonight. CF Czechoslovakia versus Sheffield Wednesday.
Can't wait for that one.
So 30 minutes gone there, and the ref blows his whistle for full time. It's 6-1 in the end to Don't Look Back in Tanganga against Out on Bail. And you've got to say that was a quality performance from start to finish by Don't Look Back in Tanganga. The 6 goals coming from all over the pitch. Man of the match, number 12. He's been absolutely phenomenal there, clearing up the midfield. Just a great all-round performance.
Yeah, you know, from start to finish, Don't Look Back in Tanganga really put their stamp on this game. It's something that you want to do in terms of a final performance. You know, they've won the plate final. They're the winners today. But wow, it was just brilliant in terms of start to finish. And that is really what you want from a final performance. But again, Out on Bail defensively looked a little bit shaky. I mean, the 6-1 really kind of emphasises that. But it's going to be a real sad day for Out on Bail. Their tournament comes to an end with a loss, but Don't Look Back in Tanganga deserved winners.
So we will be bringing you an interview here from a player of Don't Look Back in Tanganga. It's actually the defender, number 4. He was actually phenomenal throughout the game, cleared up everything at the back and put on a great performance. So over to Gabriella Jukes.
How are you feeling after that game?
Yeah, thank you. What a day. We put all the hard work into that. We kept the ball, moved it everywhere, made sure we opened them up, and then when they had the ball, we stepped off, and when they had it, we went and pressed them, and they lost it, and we punished them.
Just definitely a brilliant performance from you guys. How important has the Cyncoed Cup been for you in terms of, you know, showing what you can do on the field?
It's been brilliant. After like a lot of boys over the time of COVID, we haven't played football, and a lot of these boys coming back in. Some of these boys don't even play football outside of this, and it's just been brilliant to get everyone together. Good social as well. It's been really enjoyable for everyone, I think.
And you're now Cyncoed Cup plate winners. What's next for you?
Hopefully we can win the cup next year, definitely. Go on and win that, and then sky's the limit.
Brilliant. Good luck for next year.
Thank you.
So Chris, congratulations on that. You know, 6 goals, an amazing performance from the team. How are you feeling after that?
Yeah, I'm happy for the boys. Like, they put a lot of hard work in. At the start of the tournament, the goals weren't sort of flowing. We were losing sort of 1-0, unluckily, to sort of late goals. But as we've sort of progressed through the tournament, the goals sort of picked up, and we've started to pick up results, and this is what it's here now.
How have you enjoyed playing in the Cyncoed Cup? Of course, against some of your teammates, some of your housemates, teammates, you know,
yeah,
classmates.
It's been really good. Like, sort of a bit of banter between us sort of managers, like who's going to win, and sort of just giving each other sort of pushing each other on, sort of try and get one over on our housemates or like classmates or whatever. But yeah, it's been really good. Yeah,
and we heard your teammate Lewis there saying that you're hoping to win the cup next year.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah, I think the boys can sort of push on. They can definitely sort of push on to the next level now. Now they've sort of gelled as a team, they can definitely sort of push on. And
brilliant. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Cheers.
So that's it for the plate final there. Don't Look Back in Tanganga winning, and we'll be back in 15 minutes for the cup final. Join us then.